Sup everybody? What's going on? I hope all of y'all fellow muckers are doing undeniably fan-freaking-tastic out there. It's Monday, and you know what that means. It's vlog day once again. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We have a lot to digest today. Talking about the past month, talking about this coming month, talking about next month, talking about next year maybe. A lot to talk about indeed, folks. So if you haven't already, pull up a chair, crack open a cold one, whether it be a bottle of water, cup of water, soda, juice, beer, even though I don't recommend it. Get your beverage of choice, sit back, and let's discuss what needs to be discussing. Alright. First, I hope all of you have had a very good week. I hope all of you have had a very spooktacular Halloween yesterday. We have now entered into November 1st. Real quick, I need to give a special shout out to Marcosis, my good friend Mark. Happy 2nd anniversary to you. And also, it's a special hair-anniversary to me. Today marks 2 years since I've had my last haircut. And yeah, and I got my haircut specifically for that reason. So I could look nice at Mark's wedding. But yeah, so now my hair has reached the high score of how long it's been since I got a haircut. Not sure when my next haircut's gonna be, but just letting that stuff flow back there. Yep. But yeah, folks. The month that was October. As some of y'all heard by now, yes, I have a job. Yes, I've been working. This past Thursday was officially my 4th weekend, and technically 4 weeks of the whole month, basically. And about what I said earlier about me being a temp position needing 90 days, no, it was re-explained to me that I need exactly 540 hours under my working schedule to be hired on permanently and no longer as just a temp. Alright, so there's that. But anyway, 4 weeks in, I'm getting the hang of it. Everything's going fantastic. Everything's going pretty smoothly for me in my job. I'm actually starting to get warmed up to the people there and vice versa. Part of me is actually kind of liking what I'm doing. I can't even deny that. I'm liking working with the people there, and I'm still shocked to know that this is like my first job and I'm getting the hang of it so well. And as a matter of fact, like, this is what I do at my job, okay? I'm in the bagging department, alright? This printing company that I work for, they specialize in printing different logos on different merchandise. And I work in packing up the bags, okay? Like all the grocery totes and all stuff like that, right? Sometimes there would be a moment where the can at the end of the conveyor belt will get too full of the product, and like they gotta keep they gotta keep printing and printing and printing until they reach the product number that they need of quantity, if I explained that correctly. But anyway, there was a moment where earlier this week I had the idea earlier that week I had the idea to, once I had to start mass stacking and counting, what I decided to do was like start, you see, most of these bags, like, there's a lot of mistakes that happen in this line of work that I do. Not mistakes on my part, but from mistakes on the part of the printer and the machines that is printing off the logos on the bags, right? A lot of stuff gets thrown away. Alright, now a lot of the bags that gets thrown away, they have these like little inserts, like a cardboard envelope almost. Like it's wrapped up in like some kind of felt, and they insert that into the bag, right? But all the bags that get thrown out, that includes the envelopes, or that includes the inserts. I decided to keep some of these inserts, right? So now, anytime I start stacking up 25 at a time, whether the box needs to hold up to 100 or 125 or even 200, I will start stacking it up about 25 at a time, and then wham, put an insert right there, like a bookmark, and then just start stacking it higher and higher until I get to another 25, and then boom, bookmark. And I kid you not, I've seen a fellow employee doing that same technique. Why? Because she learned it from me. So 1 month in, I'm already teaching people new things. So I gotta pat myself on the back for that one. But yeah, folks, you remember what I said a couple weeks ago on that vlog? I said that there was no need to be nervous, and I need to confess a sin. A personal sin, rather. Yes, I have been nervous. Yes, there was times this month where I was afraid, because this was like my first month with a job like this, trying to juggle a job, trying to juggle YouTube, trying to juggle wrestling, and trying to juggle all my annual Halloween festivities. Not just including Halloween, but like on top of all that, remember, my usual schedule has always been like every day of the week, every third week. So somehow or another, just to get more advertisement in for Halloween and the live stream, which thank you all for tuning in for that one last week, by the way, I did every other week instead. So I uploaded more than my jobless week off, or my jobless time off, basically. I uploaded more this month than I would have usually done without a job. Alright, so I pushed myself further than nobody asked me to. Alright. But again, like I said, when I said that there was no need to be nervous, I was. Because I was starting to doubt myself. I was starting to be afraid. I was starting to get worried. I'm a human being who's living with Asperger's and autism on a daily basis. Of course I'm going to get worried. And of course there's going to be people out there that's going to try to exploit that for their own entertainment purposes. But the fact of the matter remains that I persevered. I survived. Somehow or another, I survived, and I was able to pull through another successful Halloween, the 7th Halloween. And boy, oh boy, it's making me look forward to Christmas week coming up. But before I go there, though, I need to give you some backstory on the process of how everything was working out. Like, with not just with Halloween, but like with the Robbie R.I.P. the Epic Sauce Roast. Like I said last week, a lot of that stuff was just random. And you know what? Despite being last minute promotion, I can't thank Kid Rex and Big Hero Chris enough for finding the video and finding time to enjoy it for themselves. Big Hero Chris, Kid Rex, thank you for your time. But yeah, like, again, where did that come from? Where did that come from? I probably already said this last week, but remember, last month, starting in September, shortly after Friday the 13th Some Jack Roast, I said that I was uninspired. I said that I had no idea what I was going to be doing for Roast Movie and for Halloween. I said I had no idea about any direction I was going. No idea whatsoever. Alright? I was convinced that I wasn't going to do a Halloween roast movie this year. But somehow or another, not only do I find a way to make one, not only do I find a way to produce one, I find a way to somewhat create an original idea from something that wasn't a movie, but from something that was a wrestler instead, and I produced that. Something that was almost 50 minutes long. The usual runtime of my roast movie now. somehow or another, I persevered and I survived. Despite having a job, despite being worried, I persevered and I survived. How the heck did I do that? I am flabbergasted and I'm confused myself. And you know, this is the kind of mood that some of those folks out there, some of those folks pressing that one particular button, this is the kind of thing that they don't want to see. Because I'll admit, I've been seeing it this week. I've been seeing them. They've been trying to up their ante and trying to make me feel a lot worse than I am right now. A lot worse than I have been. They've been trying to play that mental game with me, and I'll admit, I feel a heck of a lot stronger. I feel a hell of a lot stronger than I was last month, September, like the start of September. So, yeah, but like, let me give you some specific backstory about what exactly was going on for one of the days of me filming that roast movie, okay? So, this past, last Saturday, not this past Saturday, October the 30th, but like the Saturday before that, alright? It was the night before that when I had my match with Mickey Fulp, which, by the way, did I win that match? I hope y'all saw the Halloween special. My trick or street fight match with Mickey Fulp. That match is on that Halloween special. So if you haven't seen it already, spoiler alert. Your boy retained. I'm not even going to do the countdown this time. Y'all had your chance. Y'all had your chance. But yeah, the night I had that match with Mickey Fulp, okay, a few hours prior to having that match, my supervisor told me that yes, I would be working that Saturday, aka the next day. Now, the Saturday schedule starts a lot earlier and ends a lot earlier than my normal Monday through Friday schedule, because it's like a completely random Saturday. Alright? So, keep that in mind. That night, when I had that match with Mickey Fulp, during the match, look, we all get it, it's not ballet. Alright? The night that I had that match with Mickey Fulp, that trick or street fight, he gave me a DDT in that match, right? And you can go back and take a look at the footage yourself if you want to. He gave me a DDT, and when I took that DDT, I thought I was legitimately injured in my neck. Okay, like I spiked directly on my head. It did not feel good. And for real though, for shoot, when I was laying down there on that canvas, I was legitimately worried. Okay, like I was feeling it like all on the side of this, on this side of my neck. I was feeling it. Okay, thankfully nothing was broken. It was just very, very sore. Like when I got to the back, I couldn't look to my left without feeling any kind of pain. All right, so and I was in my Deku costume, mind you. I was in my Deku costume. So when I was in my Deku costume, I still had that green stuff on my hair, even though it didn't really look that well in the video, but the lighting backstage was just terrible. But anyway, once I got back here to my new town, because I couldn't go directly back home, I had to come back here so I could work the next morning. I didn't get back here till about 11, which is already past my bedtime for a normal night schedule, or for a normal day's work schedule. So I got back here about 11 p.m., had to take a shower so I could get all that green stuff out my hair. I don't think I got to lay down until about midnight, and I didn't get to fall asleep till about, I want to say 1, 2 o'clock maybe sometime before 2 o'clock. But I know that my shift started at 5 o'clock that morning. I worked a 6-hour shift on 3 hours of sleep. And after the shift was over, did I go back home and go to sleep? No, I did not. I did not go to sleep until about midnight or 11 o'clock, somewhere around there. that Saturday night. And what did I do that day? Huh? The particular scenes in the Robbie R.I.P. the Epic Sauce roast. The scenes where you saw me going down the road on the bike. The scenes where you saw me having Underfaker playing with Kane, with the C. The scene where you saw me at the graveyard drinking the tainted Kool-Aid. I was filming all of that, editing after that, on just 3 hours of sleep after a 6-hour work schedule. And with a hurt neck, mind you. So, somehow or another, I fought through it, I survived, and I persevered. And I doubted myself, like I said. What I said earlier last month rather. There was no need to be nervous. I was, when I didn't need to be at all. So, damn, I feel like I need a hug right now. I don't want to talk like I did something great, but damn, man, I gotta give myself some credit, because I know that there's gonna be a lot of people out there that won't give me the credit themselves. This is how much I love what I do. This is how much I love what I do. I know I complain a lot sometimes. I know I have the issues with that button. I know I get in my own head a lot, but damn, this month made me feel exhausted. But it was worth it. If it wasn't worth it to any of you, it was worth it to me, and dang, I pulled through it. I mean, yeah, I know I said I found a balance, but it doesn't mean that balance was easy. But now that I feel a hell of a lot stronger, things are going to start coming a lot more easier to me now. Now that I've gotten all the nervousness out of the way, now that I got the experience under my belt. Not this one specifically, but you know what I mean. Everything feels like I got an entire weight off my shoulder, like I got this even more. Like I have a better sense of I got this more than I've ever had before in recent memory. Okay. So, yeah. But how was Halloween Day itself, though? It was pretty good. With the Halloween being on a Sunday, it was the first Sunday in recent memory where I do remember going to a church service. So that felt very surreal there. But after church, though, I got suited up in my Deku costume, and I went to a trunk or treat festival with my brother, my niece, and my nephew. That was kind of fun. We came back, I had dinner, had some lasagna, watched some horror movie film sagas by Trent Duncan. He's a pretty good dude. And then I got dressed again in my Deku costume, and I went to a haunted attraction. Yeah, I went to a haunted attraction that had 3 different haunted trails, like 2 different haunted houses, 1 haunted trail through the woods. And folks, the amount of actors that was playing all the ghouls and all the characters, the amount of actors that broke character to acknowledge that the Deku was there in their presence. I wouldn't say they broke character entirely, but they expanded their character just to geek out for my costume. So that was pretty amazing, and I'll never forget that. I had a lot of fun, and I'll admit, yeah, I did jump. There was this one part of this one house called the dollhouse where I was just like walking through it, and I see this creepy girl just sitting there on the bed. It was me and my brother there, and I dared my brother to go sit down on the bed next to her, and he said, no, you go sit next to her. I said, fine. So I slowly crept over to that bed. I sat down right next to her, and all of a sudden she springs up at me, causing me to like spring back myself. And she yelled at me, "Get off my bed!" So we're both backing up out of the room. I was like, okay, girl, okay. But hey, look, you got a monster under your bed. I hope you know that. She said, "Oh, there's no monster on my bed." I said, I can't remember what I said, but that was hilarious. But yeah, that's definitely something I got to do again next year, maybe. I got to find another haunted house in my area. My area. That was awesome. But yeah, I want to thank everybody who showed up for my for my live stream last week. Thank you. The next live stream won't be again until I want to say November the 22nd. Yeah, November the 22nd, and that'll be at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern. So mark your calendars for that. Yeah, November the 22nd. It's the Monday right before Thanksgiving. Mark your calendars. Mark your time zones. I don't know who's going to be my special guest this week yet. Not quite yet. So hopefully I can find another special guest to like make this Live to Thrive podcast go forward correctly. All right. So yeah. Also, what's coming up? We got Christmas week coming up. Coming up in December. At the moment, I don't have anything planned just yet. But if you folks have any ideas, leave it in the comments below about what you'd like to see coming up this Christmas. All right. Also, because I couldn't get my Q&A video planned for the Halloween special, I had to replace that with a horror movie tier list. Okay? I had to replace that with a horror movie tier list. And so the only reason why I wanted to do a Halloween Q&A video was because that I forgot that I was supposed to do one in September, and I just didn't talk about it and just didn't promote it in time. So with that being said, I'm doing my regular Q&A video again this coming December. So I haven't got a date yet, but I'm going to use this month to collect all questions for Q&A. So if you have questions for me in the Q&A, leave it in the comments below, but let me know specifically for the Q&A. Okay? But yeah, there was another idea I had in mind coming up for December. Hear me out. How about an SSP award show? Talking about the Slammies, talking about the Grammys, talking about the Golden Globes. I want to do something similar to that, but for SSP. Like when it comes to the wrestling, the opponent of the year. When it comes to the I Draw series, I Draw of the year, the drawing of the year, the overall best video of the year, the special guest of the year, like Andy Gaston showed up on an episode of Sup Everybody as a cameo appearance for a roast movie. Doesn't matter, just a special guest of the year. And any other nominees that you could think of. I might want to do something like that for the end of September, shortly after Christmas week is over with. After Christmas, but before the New Year. Who knows? Maybe even New Year's Day. Maybe even New Year's Eve. Maybe I'll pull it off like that. So yeah. With that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this vlog up now. If you've been watching this for as long as it's gone, thank you. Thank you all for inspiring me to keep pushing forward. We got through another Halloween week successfully. Let's give ourselves a round of applause for that one. Thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your day. I might have some reactions going up this coming Friday, but I just know after October, I gotta take a chill pill, collect my thoughts. Yeah, I'll be back next week with some more updates about what's going on. But yeah, until next time, hit that thumbs up if you want to support your boy. Subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, until next time, make sure all of you also remember to be outrageously optimistic, year-round. Booyah! I'm out. I love you all. And here comes my hug of appreciation. Bye.